Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento area realtor. And today I've got with me Ryan Lundquist. He's a great appraiser in the Sacramento area. And wanted to get his thoughts. There's a lot of talk. Consumers always come to me with their, Zillow says this and my Zestimate says that. And so, you know what? I thought I'd go straight to a great source and kind of get his thoughts and opinions on Zillow. So, Ryan, thanks for joining us today and help answering some questions. What's your opinion from an appraiser's standpoint on kind of Zillow and Zestimates?
Well, thanks for having me, Doug. Well, I would say this. Zillow it is what it is. It has a place, and I just say it should be taken with a grain of salt because sometimes it's fairly accurate. It tends to be a little more accurate in tract developments that are newer, that have ample model match sales, because then it can really pull together the data, and maybe it's off by a little bit. But if the neighborhood is a little older, there's a lot of conversions in the neighborhood. If your house is on acreage, it could be wildly off. I have a few posts on my blog at sacramentoappraisalblog.com. Shameless plug.
No problem.
Where I've analyzed actually 10 appraisals versus Zillow, and it's interesting because some of them are within a few percent. They're pretty good, but a lot of them are 10, 15, 20% off.
Wow,
so,
really?
Yeah, Zillow actually publishes on their website how accurate they are, and I think they compare their estimate with then what the property sells for. And it's still off in Sacramento County by at least 10%. And so, when you think about it, relying upon something like that, well, Zillow says my house is worth 300. Well, what if the margin of error is, 10%? It could either be 270 to 330. And so I just say take it for what it's worth, but just realize it's not perfect, and it doesn't see your upgrades. It doesn't see any location premiums, and it's not going to see what a human can see. So in this case, humans win the machines.
Okay, so if someone's out there and they're wanting to actually get a real appraisal done on their house, for whatever reason they have that need, how can they go about making sure they're selecting a real qualified appraiser?
Well, I'd say this. You definitely want to ask the appraiser about the neighborhood. See if the appraiser really understands the market. Okay, just because someone has a California license doesn't necessarily mean that they're qualified to appraise that particular piece of property. So, interview them just like you would interview a contractor you're hiring. You want to make sure, do you have a license? Are you insured? How much experience do you have? What do you know about this market area? And see if you can fish around and, ask them questions like, what's been happening in the local market in this niche of Sacramento, or tell me about your appraisal experience in this area. And I'd say as far as fees, you probably don't want to go with the lowest fee offered. If you've ever hired a contractor, you've probably learned that, lowest fees often comes with lowest quality. And that's just my 2 cents.
All right. Well, thanks again for Ryan joining us today and offering his opinions on Zillow and kind of the appraisal process of how to pick someone. And feel free to give Ryan a call if you ever need any assistance with an appraisal in the area. Clear skies.